Hey, so I thought I'd talk about this because it's over a month old now, but people are still apparently talking about it. Yasuke. Now, there are people who believe that Yasuke was a samurai, and there were people who do not believe that. There are people who believe that he was not a samurai. And both sides have their reasons. Now, the two main arguments from the people who believe that Yasuke was a samurai are actually extraordinarily flawed, and I'm going to explain why. The first one is that historians agree that Yasuke was a samurai. This is not actually true. First off, anytime that you are told that historians unilaterally agree on something, you are being lied to. Historians, like every other scientist, debate things hotly all the time, and are constantly searching for new evidence. Historians can't even agree on how many people died in Vietnam, and that was only 60 years ago, let alone something that took place more than 500 years ago, and wasn't video recorded. So, there are really only two historians that are actually pushing the narrative that Yasuke was a samurai. One of them, the main one, Thomas Lockley, he has actually been caught repeatedly forging his own sources. His main source is actually Wikipedia, which he edits. He edited Wikipedia. He created all the information that he is sourcing, and he doesn't cite any other sources. So he is not a reliable historian. He is a very dishonest historian. The other historian that I am aware of who has pushed this narrative is actually a Japanese historian. Now, you may think that that is definitive, that is a good sign. But when you look at the surrounding circumstances of that particular Japanese historian, he is a Marxist and he is a globalist. And both of those categories incline an individual to be dishonest. The point of Marxism is to break down, the point of both Marxism and globalism is to break down local culture in order to usher in a global culture, in order to create a world citizen, as it were. So, and that guy doesn't have any sources for his claims either. So the historian argument is bunk. It's not a good argument. It's too flawed. We should reject it. The other argument that is given is that Yasuke was listed as a retainer, and retainers were usually samurai. Well, usually does not mean always. Usually means some of the time. Well, these people are taking it to mean it is all of the time, which it does not mean. Some people are more honest and say that they are placing bets, but facts are not determined by placing bets. Facts are determined by the evidence. It is much like saying that Navy SEALs are always part of the Navy. Therefore, every person in the Navy is a Navy SEAL. It doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous. And on that topic, there is definitive proof that Yasuke was not a samurai. There was, in fact, a samurai registry, much like the Navy SEALs. Navy SEALs have their own category. They are listed as Navy SEALs. They are not listed as normal naval officers. They are listed specifically as Navy SEALs. They are documented as Navy SEALs. Samurai were documented as samurai in the samurai registry. Every person who was a samurai has their name in the samurai registry. If your name is not in the samurai registry, you are not a samurai. Yasuke does not have his name in the samurai registry. In fact, all we know about Yasuke comes from about 5 paragraphs of documentation from the time period. And in those documents, in those 5 paragraphs, it is explained that he only saw combat once, and he actually surrendered twice. So, that's not how a samurai acts. A samurai, first off, doesn't surrender at all. That's the whole point of harikari. That's the whole point of seppuku, is if you get captured, you are not to allow yourself to be dishonored. So you kill yourself. And that's the honorable way out. So Yasuke did not behave like a samurai. Let's assume, just for the sake of argument, that his name was in the samurai registry, that he was a samurai. His actions are not admirable at all. He is the most cowardly samurai who ever lived. So why are people making a game about him and praising his actions when he only fought once and he surrendered? Which was not the samurai way. Another issue is that this game, Assassin's Creed, is actually about 2 factions who are fighting against each other. One faction is an oppressor, and the other faction is revolting against the oppression. And in history, the samurai were actually the oppressors, so making the rebel a samurai just doesn't make any sense at all. You know, that really just doesn't follow at all. That's about all I wanted to say on that topic. Currently I am going through some monetary troubles. If you would like to help me out, please leave a comment so we can discuss how you can do that. Totally voluntary, though. You don't have to do anything. I can take care of myself. I just wanted to ask, let people know that I am open to receiving help. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.